Hey, what's up? This is Gravity representing Bombay Local Death Flush Music Local Gang, and we are here at Only the Podcast. मैं ना करता बातें बकवास real shit. So, shout out to Eminem. Slim Shady in this. So I was listening to Lose Yourself in like 2014, not 2014, way earlier than that. So in that song he goes, oh, there goes gravity. So I misheard that and I heard it as lose gravity. And I was like, yo, lose gravity? What? I went back and it's goes gravity. But I was like, lose gravity is a cool name. Dumb teenage me. So I was like, okay, let's go with this. So for my first year, like first 2 years, I was lose gravity. And then I realized that it isn't really a great name. So time for change. Wow. So I was like, thinking of relating it to like my real name, my surname or something or whatever. But then I was like, why not just drop the lose and keep the gravity? Although it was a silly origin at first, but then I added depth to it by making this concept that this music that I create, it's a different world and you get pulled into my world. And that's gravity. So Death Flush Music was my first crew. Is my first crew. It's still going on. We had our 7th anniversary this 3rd of April. So 2015 the crew was formed. It's Infinitium, Rymix, BC Karma and so that's the crew right now, Death Flush Music. It initially began with a lot of people. My first idea of the crew when I created it in 2015 was to make a multi-genre live band. So they were like metal guitarists and drummers and stuff. But none of that worked out. They had their own thing. For some people life came calling and they quit music and all that. So those people just went away. But Infinitium, aka Advait, was with me since the start. Rymix got added on later, and then Karma way later, and now that's Death Flush Music. But like the original 3 members are me, Advait and Rymix. We have been like homies for a long time. In school, but not like exactly like seriously rapping or anything. It was, there was a poem. I don't know if you, obviously like they had different syllabuses, but there's this poem called the Race. It was in probably 7th standard, I guess. So that poem had a very rap structure. So originally, the first time I heard rap, like a verse in any music was Akon's Smack That, but I didn't know it was Eminem. And then another closest example was Sean Paul's Temperature. So in my head somewhere I knew that there's this kind of rhythm in music where people, spit poetry to these pockets, unlike singing, which is like all about notes, musicality, harmonies, etc. So I always had a pattern in my head, but somehow when I read that poetry, I spit it like a rapper. So that was like my first ever trial of rapping something. But I didn't really write raps. I used to write novels and stories. Like I used to write stories because I wanted to be a novelist and an author when I was in school. So that didn't work out because all my books got lost when I was in 10th probably. So that desire kind of died there. But I started writing poetries and then raps to cope with it, and then that became my primary passion. And in 2013 is when I actually started seriously writing my original stuff. So it's been 9 years.
Oh,
Legitimately. I was an avid reader back then, and all I knew was reading, language, grammar, blah blah blah. So I wanted to be an author seriously, but then rapping came calling. I was born in Santa Cruz, shifted to Bhainder when I was 5. Shifted to Nalasupara when I completed my SSC, that is my 10th standard. Lived for 7 years there. Now I've shifted back to Bhainder. My favorite food, Like, I don't know, I try food out like a foodie, but I'm not really a foodie. Like, I am a very simple person when it comes to food. I would say that my mom's chole bhature, chole puri, that's my favorite food. Let the smokers shine the coop, Pusha T. Then there's this song called Samayama. There's this artist called Reena Sawayama, and she has this album called Sawayama. So there's like a lot of crazy songs on that album, but there's this Excess. That's the name of the song. That is a crazy song. And also, what dropped recently? Walk In from Lenzel Curry. First rhyme. I don't remember, bro. I remember the last I remember is Saransh. So I can like spit like the initial parts from it. So it was like किसी को है पता नहीं कि क्या गलत है क्या सही क्या है चंद्र क्या रवि की क्या है पेड़ क्या छवि की क्या है नृत्य क्या शाही क्या इसका नाम जिंदगी अतिरिक्त प्रेम भी है करता जिंदगी को कटाक रही है something like that. Oh, if only there was one. But I think the groupism, there is a heavy groupism which is not talked about and not brought to focus despite a lot of people being aware of it because they are afraid of the consequences that come with it. Maybe, or maybe not, but it does look like it, that there is heavy groupism. But other than that, it's just disregarding the quality for numbers. The industry has been on that. It's like that everywhere, but more so in here. If you are black but you have numbers, even the dope people will like appreciate you, which I don't really fuck with. But I do believe aliens exist.
Nice, they are there.
That is one theory which is it shouldn't even be considered conspiracy anymore because it's just been like so many UFO sightings, and I believe I saw one of those.
Yeah. You did?
Yeah.
Whoa, where? Here?
Like it may be like weird, people will be like, nothing, whatever. But I did see a very strange object flying the sky at night, and I was sober. It wasn't like I was high off something, so I saw bullshit, but like, it was something.
Wow.
It looked like a star, but it wasn't moving like a star.
That's
And
great.
it wasn't a plane either, so
I feel you.
I'll recommend you all too. So these, there are two young, very exciting rappers in the scene, Dhanji and Lit Trust. So you all should check them out. They are my current favorites when it comes to like fresh Indian hip hop. I want everything that's on the plate.
Nice.
Be hungry. 3 NFT projects. The one I got to know, got to hear about the most was the People project, which sold for like 60 million or something.
Oh, yeah.
59 million, I guess. So that, plus Nas uploading his NFTs, and Snoop Dogg making the throw an entirely NFT label. So, for a lot of people, the definition is different. Some people think making it is having money, having numbers. But somebody messaged me 2 years ago that because of my music, their anxiety issues got reduced. They were able to cope with their depression. When I heard that, that was when as a musician, as a human being, I think I made it. Without even meeting someone, I had an impact on them that kind of changed their life. So that is when I made it. When somebody made a tattoo of my name, that is when I made it. This is when a kid going to tuitions wrote my name on his bag with a whitener. That is the time when I made it. So that. Every day, bro. Every day is just a fight of regaining your confidence and telling yourself what you are. Because the human brain is a delicate. It operates so in such a complicated way that it's very delicate. And if you don't take care of your mental being, then it can really affect how you feel about yourself, how you want to be presented, because then it all becomes about image and all that. But you have to keep telling yourself that it's more than that, and at your core you are a human being first and then an artist. So just taking care of myself, that is like my goal right now.
Marvel or DC?
DC, any day.
Eminem or Lil Wayne?
Oh, oh, oh shit. Damn. I'll go with Eminem because if I hadn't heard Eminem, I wouldn't have started. So because of that, Eminem. But right now, Lil Wayne. As a rapper, right now, Lil Wayne.
Nice, wow, okay, respect. Coffee or chai?
Chai.
Lyrics or melody?
It might be shocking to hear this from me, but melody, because melodies are universal.
Local gang or Bombay local?
Oh, Bombay local, because that's the origin.
And Pani Puri or Save Puri?
Pani Puri. Okay, so we're playing this game called In the Bag, and the challenge begins. Hey, hey, hey. Roll the dice, this is how I can. Stack my price, you can't even pay it. This is how I just lay it every second. 3 is not the number, I put 3's together, that's infinite. This is how I just be intimidating rappers. This is how I just be decapitating. I'm always in the zone. Yeah, I don't trust them well, I bust the shell. This is how I just be in the zone. I don't go in the well, I pull the water out. This is how I just be speed racing like I'm in a limo. This is like a 10-fold in the fucking bag. This is how it just go. This is going off the dome. Gravity on a roll. I'm not honorable, but I'm still like a chairman. This is how I just be. Never cheerleading. I'm just be in the zone. Yeah, this is like, oh man, what you doing? I go damn like Kendrick album. This is how I just be. Riding next is like Malcolm. This is how I just be in the zone. No powder talcum. I guess I've gotten everything out the back, bro. What?
Real shit. कत्ल करता बागियों के साथ Kingpin हर दिन लाता है नया.
Hey yo, what's up? This is Gravity. We are at Only the Podcast. Shout out to OTP.
King
right
shit,
now.
King your Hall of Famer, you can kiss the ring, bitch.